Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Okay, all right. So let's see. Unit 8, day 14. Let's see. There's the do now. So spend a couple of minutes doing the do now. So press pause and then we'll come back. Okay, all right. So you have to sketch the following triangle. Right isosceles. Let's see. All right. Let me use my favorite color. Okay. All right. So right isosceles. So right means you have need a right angle. Isosceles means two of the sides are equal. So this is the only way you're gonna be able to construct or sketch this triangle like this. So now you still need to show some work here, meaning you have to show the square, this little corner box right here, right? That tells you it's a right angle. Isosceles. Now you know that this is gonna be the longest side. So these two sides are the ones that are equal. Okay. All right. What's obtuse? What's obtuse equilateral? Oh, I know why. I know. All right, I know why I wrote this. I wrote 2 minutes max. You know why? You can't do it. You can't draw an obtuse equilateral triangle. It's not possible. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so this is a ninth grade topic right here. The reason why you can't draw an obtuse equilateral is because once you have an obtuse angle in a triangle, it automatically means that this obtuse angle is the largest angle. And when that happens, another thing happens. When you have the largest angle, that also means that none of the angles are equal, right? How are you gonna have like an angle that is the largest and at the same time equal to the other two angles? Not possible. You can't be the tallest person in the class and be at the same height with everyone in the class, right? It's the definition of being tallest or largest. So that way, that means that if there is a largest angle, there's a largest side, longest side, right? So once you have the longest side, you can't have an equilateral triangle. So this is not possible. Okay, so that was a trick question. Okay, all right, let's see. What are we talking about now? Let's see, Unit 8, Day 14. Homework's on problematic. You're going to get a quiz Friday. Okay. I am still awaiting the news from Memorial Day. I just text someone. So if that person comes back with a confirmation, all right, I will let you guys know as we are recording this right now. You see how exciting math can be? All right, so let's see. Made up homework, email me. Yeah, so over the course of the past 3 days, once I send the grades home to your parents, I've gotten a lot of emails from your parents and from many of you about making up the homework. So those take a lot of time. Okay, now the reason why I'm telling you this is because once I give you all the homeworks that you're missing, when you're finished, email me because yesterday I was looking into the Problem Addict website to see who made up homework, and I gotta tell you, it's like finding, it's like the saying, it's like finding a needle in the haystack. It's really hard to find one missing homework from someone. So let me know, help me help you, all right, to get full credit. So email me when you have made up homework, okay? Don't forget, like I don't get notifications that you made up homework automatically. It doesn't work like that. All right, okay, should have erased this. I'll try to keep the video short. If it ends in 20, great. If it ends a little longer than that, then there's really nothing I can do about that. Okay? All right. Okay. Now, here's what we've done so far. So yesterday we were talking about the area of a triangle, right? And then you fill out this part of the graphic organizer. So today, right, and I told you this, we talked about the definition of height, right, versus the base. And then so today, oh, you should watch a video first. Hold on. So in the blog, there's video number 1 right here. All right, it's like 1 minute long. All right, it's not long at all. All right, so press pause. watch the video for a minute and then come back. Okay? All right. Okay, all right, and we're back. So now, one of the things that I think is really good, and when I was a kid, growing up in Hong Kong, all my teachers, all they ever do is make me memorize stuff. Okay, and even at some point when I moved to the United States, a lot of formulas were just memorized. And as I became a teacher, I realized that that's really not the best way to go about it. All right. Now I understand sometimes your teachers just have a lot of stuff to teach, and to explain these things takes a little bit of time. But I think it's really gonna benefit you, hopefully, if you understand where the formula comes from. Now let's recap. Here's what we know so far, right? So in a triangle, we have the base and we have the height, right? And how do you find the area of a triangle again? All right, try to remember this without looking at the graphic organizer. Yeah, base times, I'll use the dot, base times height divided by 2, right? That's the area of a triangle. Now, in this case, this is a right triangle. Okay, and that's relevant in a bit. So here we have the area formula for a triangle. Okay, so here's my question, right? If you put two triangles like this together, meaning two identical triangles like this together, all right, which I have pre-made, what do you get? What kind of shape do you get instead? Yeah, you get a rectangle, right? Now, think very carefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually rotate. So think about this very carefully. If I have a rectangle, right? Now, here we can already say that a rectangle, or half of a rectangle, it's a triangle, right? Hold on. Is equal to a triangle, right? So if you don't believe me, right? If I got this big rectangle right here and I take half of it, half of that is a one triangle, right? Which is the same triangle as this one right here, right? So having said that, right? If you recognize that, now let's think about this for a second. So how do you find the area of a rectangle? Length times width, right? So length times width, and that's it. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. So instead of length, why don't we change this to the word base, right? This is just a sleight of hand, right? I'm changing the names of the sides, right? So in a triangle, this is called a base, and I'll call this the base, right? And where this was the width, I'm gonna change this to the height. Now, in a way, it makes sense, right? This is a base of a rectangle. This is the height of a rectangle, right? Now, how do you find the area of a rectangle? Right, it's base times height, right? Look at this, base times height. It's the same thing here. What's the only difference? It's half of it. Half of this would give you that. Half of a rectangle gives you a triangle. So you see what I'm trying to do here? What I'm trying to say is these two, if you just swap the names with the ones that we use for a rectangle, length times width, you will realize that the reason of how this formula came about is that all you have to do is take half of a rectangle. Half of a rectangle is one triangle. So that means half of the length times width or half of the base times height gives you a triangle. Okay? All right, I hope I did good enough of a job here. Well, it's really early in the morning. Okay, all right. So, having said that, let's practice. Is that even where it's supposed to be? Yeah, okay, let's practice. All right, so, write this one down. Okay, so find the area of the right triangle. I'll do a couple of these with you guys, and then I want you guys to try the rest on your own. Okay, and I'm gonna save you some time today. Okay, okay, all right. I already know how I'm gonna do this. Okay, so here, area, right? Always write the formula. All right, and this is how you can do it. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay, again, always rewrite the formula because that's how you'll remember it over time also. Okay, all right, 10 times 6, right, divided by 2. What's 10 times 6? 60 divided by 2, 30. Oh, I forgot to mention, so you know how in the video, that triangle here, right, has 10 and 14? Why do you think they put 10 and 14 there? Yeah, it's to confuse you. Okay, that's all it is. So sometimes, you know, if I put a bunch of numbers here, so if I put like a number like, you know, like, I don't know, 15, would that be right actually? Would that mathematically be right? I don't know. Right? Who cares? All you need to know is that that's the height and that's the base, right? Base times height divided by 2. Okay? All right. Let me press pause. I gotta check my text. All right. So let's move on. All right. Okay. All right. Find the area of this triangle. Okay. Same thing. One more time. I'm gonna rewrite this again. Area of a triangle is base times height. 8 times 5, right? That's the height. Divided by 2. That's 40 divided by 2. 20. Now I forgot. These, like all area problems, you have to write the unit and then second power. So how do you say this? Do you guys remember how to say this? 20 square feet. Okay, you can say feet square, but more people say square foot than feet square. Okay, with that said, try yeah, all right, try these 4 questions. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is let those of you, all right, all of you actually work at your own pace. So if you want to work a little faster, you can, all right, and your math lesson will end a little sooner. And if you want to take more time, it's up to you also. So press pause right now. I'm gonna work on the answers for these, and then when we come back, what? I'll show you the answer key. Okay, I think that's sufficient. Okay, all right, so be right back. Okay, all right, and we're back. So I did the first 3 because I realized we have to do the number 4 together. We absolutely have to. So, okay, so these are the first 3 answers. Okay, now let's talk. Let's see, a triangle. All right, you know what? I'll draw it out. All right, a triangle has a base. And no. Hold on. Let's see. Now, I'm going to draw the super simple right triangle. Okay, just for ease of use. Now, what is it saying? Now, the moment I saw area, that they gave us the area, I was like, uh-oh. All right, I got to go over this. Now, watch this. Oh, this is bonus. That's why. So back in the day, I do this for bonus. Okay, all right. So it has an area of 84, right? So that means if you take the base times the height and divide that by 2, at the end, you're going to come up with 84. Right? Got that? So if the area is 84 and the height is 14, you have to find the base. Okay, now there's some algebra involved there, which by the way, like I think, you know, we did that already, didn't we? Where we solve equations. So base times height. So I'm going to keep this. Base times height. So base times 14 divided by 2 gives you 84. Right? Now this is a 2-step, so we didn't do like much of that. So here's the question, right? Again, this is bonus, so don't worry that this is gonna show up on the quiz, okay? So what times 14 divided by 2 will give you 84? That's the question. Now to really solve this, all right, from a 7th grade perspective, right? you would say something like this. This is how you would solve it using an equation, okay? You would say, okay, so something times 14 divided by 2 gives us 84. So I want to know what that would be. If I did b times 14 gives us double that. So that's 2 times 4 is 8, 2, 8, 16. So now the question is, what times 14 gives us 168? All right, why don't you find out what is 168 divided by 14, right? Do that real quick. 168 divided by 14. All right, do you guys know what it is? Yep, it's 12, right? So I divide 14 on both sides. That's 12. So there you go. Now, we can check the answer. 12 times 14 is 168. That's multiplication. Divided by 2, what is that? 84. So we know that the answer was 12, okay? Tough question. Really tough. Really tough. Okay, all right. So having said that, how are we doing on time? How are we doing on time? Yeah, I think we'll be okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's do it this way. Okay, so take the next 10 minutes. Do as many of these as you can. So that way, you know what? Let me shrink this a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to press pause again. Okay, I'm going to press pause. Take 10 minutes. Do as many of these as you can. And then when you're done, all right, so time yourself, okay? So, and then at the end, when you're done, press play, and I'll show you the answer key. You can go over the answer key, and then that's it. That's it for today, okay? So tomorrow, let's practice with this a little bit more. All right, and then we'll go from there. So right now, press pause, and then when you press play again, all the answers are going to be there, okay? And okay, all right, that's it. And you know what? At this point, you can use a calculator if you want to. Yeah, it's fine. I'm cool with that. Okay, so again, all right, take 10 minutes and do this. All right, so you don't realize this, but that took me a while because I actually finished the answer key like 5 minutes early, but then the truck behind me, the truck driver started like yelling at start into an argument with someone on the street. So thanks for watching, and have a good day. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Don't tell me you don't miss that bell.
OMG, that was so good.